1 month ago, I made a Squid Game mobile game, and it took me until the trend completely died to make a video about it. It was a pretty ambitious project considering I've never released the game before, especially since Squid Game is actually made of multiple different games, so I called my friend Mando for help. But here's the catch. We decided to publish the game after only 7 days of development. Did we succeed or was it a complete failure? Let's find out. First, we're gonna make the green light, red light game. So I set up a to-do list for everything we're gonna do, starting by making a character. Problem is, I have no idea how to model 3D characters, but thankfully I found this epic Blender tutorial that uses the subdivision surface and the skin modifiers. If you don't know what these mean, well, me neither. But it basically allows dumbasses like me to turn any stick figure into literally any model you want. You want Finn from Adventure Time? There it is. You want Patrick from SpongeBob? There you go. You want Stewie? There you freaking go. You want Dwayne the Croc Johnson? Okay, maybe you can do that. So after a few hours, I finally came up with Bald Man, who got only 4 fingers, don't ask why. I gave him the green tracksuit just as the players in the series, with some weird looking shoes. I also made an Among Us soldier that I can't wait to show you. Then I uploaded the model to Mixamo, which is the laziest way to make animations, but dude, this site is epic. You can find walk animations, Fortnite dances, other dances. Would you look at Patrick, he's got some moves, and whatever this is. Stewie, you good my guy? However, there's a small glitch when he raises his arms up. Now, a good 3D artist will always find a way to get around these kind of problems, which is why I'm moving on now. So I downloaded a run animation and coded a simple movement script, so now we can walk in the scene. Then I got this cool idle animation, and look at Bald Man, he's flexing, dude. I also saved a death animation that we're gonna need later. We already have only 6 days left, I need some help. So I texted my game developer friend Mando. Hey, wanna make a game where players with green suits compete against each other in different fights in like Dalgona Candy and A, green light, Squid Game? Yes. So now Mendo will work on the UI, data saving, and all the Android stuff that requires a decent IQ, while I'm gonna deal with the first game and its graphics, which will have terrible consequences later. Now that I know how to make character models, it's time to make enemies. So in Squid Game there are multiple antagonists, like the frontman and the VIPs, that I honestly think all look super cool, except for that guy, I don't like him. But we're running out of time, so for now we're only gonna add the doll and the red soldiers. So I spent way too much time modeling a red guy with his black mask, and then I duplicated him, so now we have 4 of them. I gave the first one a square, the second a triangle, and the third a circle. It's not in the series, but I also added an X guy, which is the one we're gonna use in the game, because we don't wanna go to jail. And now we can make a custom PlayStation controller with their hats. That would honestly blow up the PS5 sales. Sony, if you see this, hit me up, maybe you can collab or something. I also modified the model to make this guy, so it can be an unlockable skin in the game. The scene feels pretty empty right now, so I added a temporary wall around the map, and placed a dead tree just as in Squid Game, but everything is gonna change in the final result. I already stole half of the series ideas, so it's time to add something original for once. I made the doll. This model obviously took my dumbass an absurd amount of time, but it didn't turn too bad, for the body at least, because the head turned out, terrible. Now, any serious game developer wouldn't keep such a monstrosity in their game. This is why I'm keeping it. So I gave her a simple animation to be able to turn her head just as in the series. And I'm not a professional Squid Gamer, but I don't think this is how it's supposed to work. But it's 5 AM, my back hurts so bad I need to sleep. Next step is to make the green light, red light mechanic. So I fixed the doll's rotation and added the Korean girl voice. For that I used my friend's vocal message and applied some sound effects on it, so now we have this. In the series, there are these holes from where the soldiers shoot whoever gets caught moving. So I put some black cubes on the wall and made a bullet, which after spawning will get applied a force in the direction of the player. And I raised this force up to 10,000, so now there's physically no way it misses you. Actually, there's a bug that lets you escape the bullet, but we'll fix it later, because we're still a long ways from the Squid Game and things start to get pretty complicated, because now I have to code the whole game's logic with my dummy programming skills. So in the first Squid Game, there are hundreds of players, but I have no idea how to make multiplayer games. So instead we're gonna use bots, just as in every .io game. But as you could see in the Making of Dreams Manhunt game, I'm too stupid to program proper AI. Thankfully Unity 3D handles all the smart stuff, like path calculations, physics, movements, blah blah blah. So all we need to do is to give each bot a spawn point that you can see in yellow, and a destination, which is the green circle. Okay, it's very scuffed and creepy right now, but after programming some animations, it looks pretty good. But that was the easy part. Now I need to code the whole bot's behavior, tell them when to move, and synchronize everything with the doll's brain. This took me 2 whole days, my sanity, and a lot of back pain. But don't worry, I'm not gonna bore you with explanations about how it all works. Psych! First I created a new model behavior, slapped it into the game manager, Dwayne the Croc Johnson, then I made a state machine using the animator, never gonna give up. Sometimes that's what the point of the mask is. And that's how I've done it. But we're still really far from finishing the game. We had 3 days left and my brain was like, hey, let's rework the entire freaking map. So I downloaded these pretty farm assets from Sketchfab and started placing some wheat fields around the map. It's not not that it was a bad idea, it's that it was the stupidest idea ever. What was I thinking? There were hundreds of wheat plants all over the map that Unity had to render at the same time. The game was running at low FPS on my PC, so how would it be on shitty phones like mine? So instead we decided to go for a temple island lost in the ocean kinda vibe. So I'm gonna make multiple different islands for each game, or was gonna do that until I spent at least 5 hours on a single one of them, which is really sad cause it's basically just cubes. So instead I'm gonna recycle the default island, but decorate them differently. For the first game I decided to go for a temple in rocks kinda thing, but spoiler alert, there is nothing behind it. Then I made the map for the Dalgona Candy, but more on that later. My scoliosis hurts too much, I need a break. And by break I mean watching random people making sugar candies for 2 hours straight. Dude, it's so satisfying. We had 2 days left and Mendo got the idea of putting coins in the map. So he made an icon that I turned into a 3D model. Wait a second, this looks like pizza. Oh no, 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 no. So while I was dealing with my pizza addiction, Mendo coded the coin system and placed some in the scene. So now you can collect coins while playing red light, green light. But if you get caught moving, or if the time runs out, you'll die and lose them all. You'll also get stars depending on how many coins you've picked up. I'm personally a pro gamer, so I always get 3. Fuck! Come on, come on, come on, come on! You can use the coins to unlock new levels and buy the scuffed skins that I made. I also had a mental breakdown and made an Among Us soldier. We spent the 6th day fixing bugs, like the one that makes the player go through the map, so we can say that they're rolling down in the deep. It's the 7th day, which means we're gonna submit the game as it is right now. And while we're waiting for Google's judgment, let's start working on the second game about the Dalgona Candy. So I made 4 shapes. This took me an absurd amount of time, because each one of them had to contain 10 inner pieces, multiple external parts, blah blah blah, and considering my blender skills, it honestly was hell. Then I made the map with a spawn in the middle, and 1 island for each shape with 4 candy spots. So this is how it works. Bots will spawn and go to a random candy spot to start playing, and by playing I mean just sitting there. I coded it so there will always be a free spot for the player, who in turn will head to the candy of their choice. And after meditating for like 1 second, a candy screen will appear, and you'll have to take out the shape without breaking it and before the time runs out. Mendo made the entire code for the candy cutting because it requires maths, and I don't like that. The game was published on October 11th. It's not that good, but it's completely free on the Play Store, so feel free to give it a try. I'm currently finishing Dream's Minecraft Manhunt game and making a charity game for Team C's, so if you're interested in these or if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe or I'll eat your pizza.